beautiful friends. This is the Organizer Advisor, here to help you enhance your happiness and transform your life. We are in the home stretch. We are in the final days of our 30-day total life transformation. We are on day 26, and we're going to start the most complicated room in the home today. We've saved the best for last, so this next 4 days, we will be focused on the kitchen. Now, because of the complexity, we are going to dovetail all of our other components together, the ones that we're still working on. So for document organization, let's just finish up filing the piles, 10 daily documents. Then for our organize to utilize, that's going to be dovetailed into our kitchen cleaning. So we're going to be focusing on just the items in the kitchen, so they're not going to be specific in the kitchen. Of course, we're going to clean that ceiling first. We want to make sure that we get all the dust, debris, dander, and dog hair off that ceiling, off of that acoustical texture. And the kitchen is a little more problematic because of all of the cooking oils that go into the air as we're cooking, and they then get trapped up there on the acoustical texture. It gets kind of sticky, and so therefore a lot of that the stuff that is in our breathable air gets trapped up there. So we really want to give it a good cleaning, and then we're going to clean that light fixture. Make sure you have a bright light in your kitchen, because in order to make this a space that is inviting and functional, you need to have adequate lighting. So make sure that you have the right kind of light in your kitchen. It should be a bright space. Okay, then we're going to focus on just the north wall. So all of our organized to utilize is going to be just cleaning the items as we clean our kitchen. So small appliances, large appliances, cookware, bakeware, all of the items that we utilize in our kitchen. Now, we're going to focus on the north wall. We're going to start at the ceiling and work our way down. So if you have cabinetry that has a space between the top of the cabinet and the kitchen, you want to clean that really well, because there is a ton of usually some of that residual grease that evaporates as we cook that settles there. Sometimes you can put like paper towels up there, so that way you can just take them and throw them away instead of having to scrub. It'll minimize some of the work you do. But if you don't have a space, then this is something you can skip. Then we're going to open the cabinetry, and we're going to work at each shelf on the way down. So take everything off the top shelf and then put it on the countertop. Using a step stool is the safest method, but if you're using that step stool, you can also get some exercise in as you're working. All right, so take everything off of the top shelf, wipe the shelf, wipe the interior cavity of that cabinet down, and then check everything. Make sure it's clean, make sure it's not chipped, make sure it's in good usable condition. Now, I'm going to give you some information that I have learned, both as myself working with hoarders and also just working with the average client who says, I don't use what I have because it's too hard to get to. If you have to move more than one thing in order to access something, you're going to skip using it. If you have to move 2 or 3 things, you won't use it at all. So anything that you don't use frequently needs to go in the back of the cabinetry, and I only allow 1 layer. So there can only be 1 thing in front of it. If you have 2 things in front of it, you will never use that. So find a different storage management system. It could be a specific shelf. It could be something that I use an appliance cart. I put things that I don't use often on a cart, and I stow that away in a storage space. That way, when I need it, I can just pull that out, or I can bring the whole cart out. I have some videos on my page, Organized to Utilize Small Appliances. You'll see my appliance cart. That might save you some cabinetry space and some shelf space. So think about that. It definitely saves the most valuable real estate in your kitchen, which is your countertops. So consider as you are working through your kitchen, the zones that you work in. You have a prep zone, you have a service zone, you have a cooking zone. So you want to make sure that the items that you use when you're prepping are in your prep zone. The items that you use when you are cooking are in your cooking zone. The items that you are used when you're serving, like your dishware and glassware and silverware, flatware, those are all in your service zone, because that's going to make your kitchen more efficient, and you will use less energy cooking if you have zones set up. So if you feel like you're running back and forth in your kitchen, it's a zoning problem. You need to rezone your kitchen. Okay, so as we're going down the cabinets on the north wall, we're just going to go shelf by shelf, check everything. If you realize there's something there you don't really want anymore, it's time. If it doesn't jive with your vibe, it's time to release that. It's a great opportunity to sell some of these things online. Then we're going to do the backs, or then we're going to close the cabinetry. We're going to clean the outside of the cabinet. Now, I do have a Clean With Me video on kitchen cleaning on every Nook and Cranny Cleaning, Clean With Me kitchen. I do it just wall by wall, so you can actually see it in process. All right, so clean the outside of the cabinetry. Then we're going to clean the backsplash, and then we're going to go to the countertop. We're going to take everything off the countertop. If you have a very large space, you may want to do this in sections. and clean that countertop. Then we're going to move to the lower cabinetry. This is a great time to put like a blanket or a towel on the floor, and then you can sit and pull everything out, put it on the cabinetry, clean the inside of the cabinetry, and then replace everything. So we're going to do the north wall today. We're not going to worry about our wardrobe. We're already finished creating our color coordinated closet. Now for our health and beauty, it's facial day. You can give a facial while you're working, put on your mask, and you can give your facial while you're working. Then make sure you're exercising. You can incorporate some squats into this. You can incorporate some steps as you use that stepping stool. Then also hydrate, meditate, take time for stillness, eat clean, do your breath work, and take vitamins and supplements if you do. And lastly, spend a little time in the energy of gratitude, because gratitude is glitter for our soul. All right, my friends, that is our day. I hope you have a marvelous Monday. I look forward to seeing you again tomorrow as we finalize our total life transformation with every nook and cranny cleaning of our kitchen. Until then, my friends, be well.